I'm Vin.
I'm Sori.
That's Booby.
And Jelpy and Ghosty.
And Tubi. That's our tool.
10,000 subscribers.
10,000 subscribers.
No, 100,000.
No, 100,000. That's 10,000 times 10 subscribers.
That's
losers.
what I meant.
That's what we meant.
Rammstein.
This is lockdown day 4 or 5 for everybody. Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah.
We at Vin and Sori are committed to getting you some quality content. I don't know how quality is, but we are committed to getting you guys consistent content. And we're gonna be stepping up the live streams, aka firesides. We may, I said may, do one tonight. So by the time you see this, it'll be tonight, it'll be Monday. Just want to give everybody some good distractions. We know we're not out here to save the world, but want to give people good distractions and good motivations to stay indoors and practice the social distancing stuff, because that's really the way that we're going to beat this thing, right? A lot of social distancing, hand washing, and hand clasping in prayer, and we'll be okay, inshallah. Okay, so we want you guys to hang out with us. This is a band we have not done in quite some time,
right?
And one of our favorites. This is Rammstein, Ausla. I don't know what that means, but it should be interesting. I've got the lyrics right here.
Hey, if you
usually
are
have
interested,
the lyrics right there, but
it's not working as usual.
Not working as usual.
If you're interested in one of our shirts, the My Sori Secret shirt, or this one actually says, maybe you're sick because of your secrets on the back. Yep. If you're interested in any of our gear, check out the link below or the link in the description, and send us a picture of you with any of our gear, and we'll add you into one of our videos.
Like what we did just now.
Yes, here. This is our big homie Weezy.
Big homie Weezy. Shout out to the big homie, and also shout out to all the medium homies. Did that guy ever respond back? Did he see it yet?
No, well, he may have. I haven't gone on Patreon today. So yeah, if you have sent us a picture in the past and you notice it didn't make it into any of the videos or up on our socials, then send us the picture again, vinandsori@gmail.com. Because I'm actually going to start taking the pictures and putting them on Instagram every time, because sometimes I just want to see all the pictures that we've gotten and they're not all in one location. So
that's a
like,
good point.
I'm going to put them all on put them on Instagram, share them on Facebook and
Twitter,
stuff. Yeah.
Put them on Twitter, whole 9 yards. Yeah.
So send it to us again if you've already sent it to us, so we can get you back up in there if you notice you haven't been put on our socials.
Okay. So this is Ausla.
Uh-huh.
I think I got the lyrics up now. And
ready?
Rammstein. Let's go.
And go. Where are we? Ugh. Aw. Oh no.
A little elephant. See.
You think this was a real tribe?
I'm sure. Yeah, of course. I think, who did I think about doing this with? If I was to do this with anybody in the village, who do you think it would be with? You get one guess.
You mean to go to an island with?
Yeah, to go to an island, that type of situation.
Kai?
Nah.
I don't know. I really have no clue.
Take another guess. Kai's close. It's a boogier.
Ian?
No, I wouldn't take Ian. Peter.
Oh, why Peter?
Because he's kind of got that. Hey, let's see what these people are about. You know, like Peter's got that, like, you know, that curiosity about people, and like,
yeah.
I think Peter loves people the way I love people. Like,
oh,
he's
really?
just, yeah, he's just fascinated. I think he's just like fascinated with people in general. Yeah, I would definitely, like, that's the guy I'd want to roll with. And plus, he's got that, like, conciliatory, come on, you know, like, so if they wanted to, like, start stabbing us and shit, Peter would be able to, like, you know, get them not to stab us.
Well, a lot of times when I see Peter, it's like in the Bible movies when you're doing the most of the talking.
Yeah.
Or in another environment where he's like giving you the business. So I guess I don't see him that way.
He's very rarely nice to me. It's true.
Yeah, so that's how I always see it.
It's our love language. It's our love language. He, you know, we have a mutual understanding. That's how he says he loves me. It's basically like a hug when he says, "When you idiot," whatever he does. He'll probably comment down here and say, "I would never go on a raft with you." He'd probably say, "You'd never go on a raft with me."
Did you see all those books that woman had on her head?
No, I didn't. I was looking at the baby elephant.
No. The books was in the middle.
Books?
There was a bunch of books she had on her head. They were all walking in a line, and she had all these books.
So the video was really cool. I hope it doesn't get blocked. If it does get blocked, then you'll put that little thing so they go see it on Vimeo.
Yeah.
You people you are the most spoiled channel of all time, you people. You have no idea how spoiled you are. Look, because we don't cut up the video, right? So we let the video play all the way through. You'll notice other channels, they'll cut it up. But so what that means is they generally, like, you can't monetize it at all. The record label goes after it. But on top of that, when you do official videos and you don't cut it up, they will block it. Mm-hmm. The record label will block it. So what this guy did was she went and got a Vimeo account, so that people could still see the thing in its entirety, even if it gets blocked on the YouTube side.
The way to get the link is just go on our Patreon
brats.
and it'll be there. I listed those as public, so anybody can get them as long as you just go to our
right. So you
not our PayPal, our Patreon.
Don't even have to be a patron to do that.
No,
and we're paying for the Vimeo account just so people would see. But anyway, it's dedication. It's dedication. We'll get it back somehow. It's fine. But anyway, I hope people can see the video because it's a very fascinating video.
Yeah, it was very interesting.
I travel a lot. I like to travel far and near and far. I am at home everywhere. My language international. I like to do it right for everyone. Yes, my vocabulary is not bad. A sharp sword in the battle of words with the opposite gender. Yeah, so it seems like the song is about like the universality of sexuality and music, it seems. I am not a man for one night. I will not stay more than 1-2 hours. Before the sun laughs again, I have already disappeared and continue making my rounds.
Oh my gosh.
I am a foreigner, which I think is what Ausländer means. Mi amor, mon chéri. That's, mi amor. That's
I thought it was my love.
That's Spanish, right?
I guess.
Is it mon chéri? Isn't that French? Or is it,
I think so.
Is it amor French?
But I don't really know. Don't ask me. I don't really know.
Ciao ragazza, take a chance on me. That's English. I'm a foreigner. And that's like Russian. That right there. And then come on baby, say la vie, which is French. So he's speaking in all these different languages. And it's all, he's trying to get the girl to you know.
To what, Vin?
To take a chance with him is what he said.
For like less than 2 hours.
Well, he's out. Yeah, hour or two. He's I'm out of here. I gotta go. He's a public servant. He's going around doing his rounds. He's a public servant.
Gosh.
What do you mean?
What do you mean he's a public servant?
That's what he's saying. He's gotta go. He's got other. We continue. Other countries, other tongues. That's how I forced myself early. The misunderstanding to the annoyance that you have to learn languages, and when the sun goes down and one stands in front of foreigners, it is beneficial if you then are able to communicate. I'm not a man for one night. I will not stay more than 1, maybe 2 hours. Before the sun laughs again, I've already disappeared and continue my rounds. Ha ha ha! I am a foreigner. Mi amor, mon chéri, foreigner. Etc. And then you come with me, I'll make good, and that's pretty much the song. So it's about him, which is interesting because I mean they've been all around the world. So he's probably, not to stereotype the man, but in his industry he's probably been able to cavort with women of all different nationalities and such. So, and it was like. It seemed like they said, okay, what is the most foreign thing we can possibly do for a bunch of European dudes? And then off they went to this remote island where people are running around topless and doing all these tribal dances and such. It's hilarious because I'm listening to this really racist dude on YouTube right now, but he's hilarious. But he's really racist and he's very sensitive to he was commenting on AOC's Green New Deal or whatever, and she had done an animation on it, and there were very few white people in her animation, so he went crazy. He's like, oh my gosh, this is the reason she's never gonna...
Oh, wow.
He's like, look how much she hates us and blah, 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 just because there were no white people in her little animation. So it made me chuckle because I was like, I wonder what this dude would think of this video. You know what I'm saying? Because it could go both ways. It could be like, what are they doing? Miscegenation, yada yada. 'Cause songs about sex in there.
Yeah.
But the other, it might be like, he might look at it as mocking them and saying, look at these tribal people running around like animals and yada yada. I mean, I don't know. People want to be so offended about everything these days. I could definitely see people being offended at the video and not taking it for what it is, which is just have some fun, just relax. Why does it gotta be all? But I'm sure there's people that are like, you're fetishizing black people and blah, 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 you're mocking us, yada yada yada.
Oh, wow.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I get. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
The only thing that I was a little bit like, oh, because these people walk around topless all the time, so they don't realize like how our culture would view something like that. You know what I mean? Like to them, that's just like a regular thing, but they don't know that they're going into this video and then they, you know, could possibly be objectified.
I don't.
What?
I think that they do know that other people. I mean, it's obvious that they were not like an uncontacted group of people. They seemed very comfortable with Rammstein and the video cameras running around. I'm pretty certain that they know that there's other people that, you know, are fully clothed. Because I'm sure that's not the first time they've ran it. You think that's the first time they've seen a European person?
No, probably not.
Okay, so I'm sure that they know that their customs are different. Now, the degree to which they would probably be fetishized, they probably don't know. They probably don't know that there's some dude in his back office, you know, pausing the video at that place where, you know, I'm sure they probably don't know that, but I'm sure that they're aware that culturally speaking that they're different from, you know, European culture. Like, or
yeah,
what do you think?
I just don't think that, you know, I just don't know if they they realize it. Like maybe they have an understanding that people do, but I don't know if, like for instance, if you know, like Muslims, you're supposed to like cover your wrists and stuff. So if you know, like if they came and there was like some video or like in your hair, you know what I mean, and we were like moving our hair around, here comes our wrists and stuff, like I wouldn't realize to the degree that would be like possibly like objectified, you know what I mean? Because it's like, how can this be hot? You know, how can this be hot? You know what I mean? So like,
no, that's it's really, well, I was wondering to myself, I was like, well, how do these people do lingerie? Because like everything's already there. Like I feel like that would be a like I think a lot of times, like, people like, oh, this is like every man's fantasy. Everybody's walking around topless. But to me, it'd be overload. Like, oh, yeah, breasts again. Yeah. I saw that a million times when I went to Walmart. So, you know what I mean? So I feel like that would actually be a drawback. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, no, I agree.
Like, how do you like seduce somebody in that situation? When that's everybody's seeing all the time. I
actually just assumed that they didn't, that was no longer sexualized. Honestly, I thought that was no longer.
Well, no, yeah, I agree.
Because they have like,
I'm sure women are out there nursing and all that.
Yeah, and I thought that was just normalized, but because they have the cloth in the front, like so that was like that's the forbidden area.
Yeah.
Which I mean, think about it. Like that's how it is for men. It's not like, I mean, you guys walk around with your shirts all the time.
It's true.
So
it's true.
I think it just becomes one of those.
True. It is interesting about like language and community, because you know you got to rely a lot on body language. Because I've been in countries where and you know you have a grasp of the language, but you don't really know the language, so you got to rely a lot on body language and cues. And so that part of the mechanism gets heightened, but the problem is that body language means something totally different regionally, much less national. Like, for example, looking somebody in the eye for an extended period of time in certain areas of New York City is not seen as a sign of respect. It's seen as a sign of challenging and an invitation to physical altercation.
Yeah.
Not looking somebody eyes up here is a sign of dishonesty and whatever.
Right. I remember that when you first met my parents. Right.
So you got a young person who's like, look, I'm not trying to challenge you, so I'm not going to like just stare you down or whatever.
Yeah.
And it gets completely misconstrued. So it's like, those are the challenges that you have. Like, you go overseas and you don't know the language. You're like, all right, I'm gonna lean on the body language and social cues, and it's like. And it kind of helps you kind of relate a little bit better to your autistic friends, because, that's one of the signs of, autism is where that you miss certain cues that other people can pick up, those subliminal cues.
Right.
And it's kind of like being a foreigner in your own kind of context, which is kind of a pretty crazy, that must be extremely difficult, because that was like one of my biggest reliefs when I was able to leave that situation. I was like, oh man, because I did such a bad job. It was one particular trip where I just did such a terrible job at it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Like
it's hard to believe.
Barely knew the language, but which you rarely ever do. But I was just screwing up so badly on the social.
Really?
Oh, terrible. I just remember getting on the plane and being like, glad that's over. And I called my whatever once I got, I was like, this is just not a good fit for me here, man. It's not. People are gonna die over here.
Wow.
Yeah, he was like, oh, what? You can do anything. I was like, yeah, that blues, no. But so just imagine like being in that situation all the time and then trying to have a relationship with somebody. It must be like extremely difficult to be able to pull that off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was talking about, the annoyance or whatever.
Annoyance.
Yeah, he said something about annoyances, I think, in verse 2. Other countries, other tongues, that's how I forced myself early. The misunderstanding to the annoyance that you have to learn languages. So like, there is a certain type of annoyance when you're trying to communicate and what you're saying is not translating to the other person. I mean, that happens enough in English, much less. It's just very fascinating to me, like the way that human beings are and how difficult communication is and how much of communication is body language and social cues versus the actual verbiage that you're using. The whole concept of language to me is like one of the most amazing discoveries, inventions, call it whatever you want to, but like for us to be able to say, okay, I have these thoughts and metaphors in my head and I'm going to use certain syllables and clucks of my tongue or whatever to communicate this non-physical thing that's in my head. And then once I do that series of vibrations, you will then understand what's now in my head is now in your head. That's crazy. Like, to be able to do that is insane. And then you've got people that are just really good speakers and can do that with a room full of... It's mind-boggling, like, how crazy just language itself is, like the whole concept. That's one of those things where it's like, whoever invented that first, and obviously we've got a worldview that makes total sense, and God, kind of baked that in. But like, let's say you're out of that worldview and you think that there is somebody that sat down and figured that out, and then just to even like, there are certain inventions where I'm like, okay, fire, which really was us harnessing it, right? I mean, we didn't invent fire, but like the wheel, language, that to me is probably the greatest achievement that mankind has ever done. If you're taking God out of the equation, which I don't. I honestly don't even think it's possible that we could have come up with something like that by ourselves, to be honest with you. And the reason is because we've never come up with anything since even remotely close to that.
Right. And we've increased in, the things that we've been able to do. But that, yeah. This verse came to mind when you said that. How great a forest is set ablaze by such... Okay, well, actually, let me start over here. So also the tongue is a small member, yet it boasts of great things. How great a forest is set ablaze by such a small fire, and the tongue is a fire, a world of unrighteousness. The tongue is set among our members, staining the whole body, setting on fire the entire course of life, and set on fire by hell. For every kind of beast and bird, of reptile, sea creature can be tamed and has been tamed by mankind, but no human being can tame the tongue. It is a restless evil full of deadly poison. With it we bless our Lord and Father, and with it we curse people who are made in the likeness of God. For the same mouth come blessing and cursing. My brothers, these things ought not to be so. Does a spring bring forth from the same opening fresh and salt water? That part was like how like the tongue, it's language can be an amazing thing because it can communicate stuff and it can bring us together, but the same tongue can do like a bunch of destruction as well. So it just depends on how you use it.
It's true. It's true.
True.
I'm trying to get my my Trump thing when he says that. It's true. It's true. Which usually means it. Yeah. So language is a very, very fascinating thing to me. And then how it works between men and women and sexuality is, in the hood we used to call it having game. Like, oh, this guy doesn't have any game. But really, it just meant he doesn't know how to talk to a girl in such a way as to convince her to, whatever. Which is basically the whole point of the song, which is, I've got away with words, but he's talking about, the languages themselves. It's pretty crazy. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're like a modern European person or a person that's stuck in the Stone Age, what I'm saying about those tribal people, forgive me. But at the end of the day, we're all the same in the sense of language, sexuality, music. They had their own music and they were trying out the trombone or whatever the thing it was.
Yeah.
And I liked the video a lot, actually, because it talked about it just showed everybody's mutual humanity.
Uh-huh.
And oddly enough, I didn't feel like the women were objectified in the video, even though they were. It's very interesting to me how in the Western world, a topless woman is automatically, commoditized. But in this particular context, they weren't. They really. It wasn't like, oh my God, look, we've got. It was just. They were on this island. That's what they were doing. I didn't feel at all like any sort of like. And I know you always say, well, you're a freak or you're a mutant, like most dudes aren't like, but I just feel like the intention of the video wasn't to do that. The intention of the video was just to show, the connectivity between people and all the rest. And it's like, how opposite can you get? Which you got modern, you got not modern, and European,
I think if they were just gunning for like objectification or something, then they wouldn't have had the kids in it. There's the books.
Oh, wow.
Look at those books.
Yeah.
I don't think that they would have had the kids in there dancing too. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah. It just seemed like,
And they showed other things, like just some of the stuff was just really artistic. Like the dancing, I liked the dancing around the fire and stuff. And they were sharing. It looked like they were sharing their cultural drink.
Yeah, like he was drinking the coconut and he was drinking the bear. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice that. You mean beer? It sounded like you said bear. Yeah, it was just interesting. And at the beginning when it showed right over here, their island, that was pretty. And did you see when they had their little signs when they first came up? They when they get on the beach here, and then the little kid is holding the sign that says welcome. Yeah. I thought that was cute.
Takshmina. So that's another thing where it's like you almost wonder if the puritanical reaction to the female body in America, particularly by the church, actually heightens the fetishization of women. Whereas this one, where it's just natural, it just happens, type of thing, where it's like, and I get it, they don't have like constant streams they don't have an entire media apparatus that is designed specifically to objectify women. These guys are just on an island, right? So there's that part of it, but I just wonder, like, the overreaction. Oh my God, this is a woman's. Like, if somebody was like topless in the mall, like people would freak out. You know what I mean? And I would be like, I wouldn't want the boys around it, but I'd be fine if we went to an island and that was happening.
Really?
I'd be completely fine with that.
No, I wouldn't.
So weird, but the boys are there too. Like, what's the?
But they're used to that. Like, that's their culture. Like, our boys would be completely shocked in that environment.
In Jamaica.
You grew up like that, babe.
I didn't grow
it's
up.
totally different.
I was 4 years old.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, yeah, I get that, but I'm telling you, I don't use you as a standard. I think anybody who's not acclimated to this environment, it's like people whose families, like, the mom, like, walks around naked in the house. Like, to us, that's like, if all of a sudden tomorrow I started doing that, that would be a shocker for people. But we don't do that here. But there are other people that's completely normal. Like, we had a kid in our neighborhood that his mom she just go in the hot tub naked right there. And he didn't even care. He didn't even notice. It was just like, man, whatever, every day, whatever.
Yeah.
Because he was used to it.
What do you give the song?
I really liked this one, actually. I liked the beat of it. The beat was really fun. And it had like a sort of, I don't know, a fun sort of sound to it. Like everything's gonna, I don't know, maybe in the category of everything's gonna be alright, that... Oh, that song.
I guess if you're jumping around in that situation, so what do you give it?
9.
It's a 8.7 for me. Sonically, I couldn't tell you what the music sounded like. I was very entertained by the video and the lyrics. The lyrics were very intriguing to me, but sonically,
I like the beat.
It could have been a mini 4-minute movie without the music, and it wouldn't have changed how I felt about it.
Well, there you have it.
So that's where I am with it. So there you are, dear listener. Rammstein. Vin out.
Sori out.
Gone.